Hello guys, my name is Khalil Harris. I'm a computer science major at Columbus State University, and this is my persuasive speech. And the topic that I've chosen for my persuasive speech is cybersecurity and how it pertains to families at home. Now, when most people think of a data breach, they think that it's something to do with a large corporation or company that's far away from them. But in actuality, that's very far from the case. Data breaches can occur in your very homes, at your computers, cell phones, anything like that. And of course, you may lose your credit card numbers or your social security numbers, but what they don't tell you is that you can also lose your marital and tax information, medical information, emails, anything like that. All of those can be lost through these data breaches at home. And after extensive research, I realized that a lot of families and individuals do not realize exactly how vulnerable they are at home or on their way from place to place, just doing anything that involves the internet. They are really vulnerable. And the numbers, they're terrible. Like 60% of people do not take the time to either install security updates or invest in antivirus, all of that, all the things that they could use as preventative maintenance for cybersecurity threats, they choose not to do. And that is why I think it's so important for people to understand that they must take control of their security, because in the end, they're protecting what's theirs. They're protecting their information that could be in the hands of malicious attackers. Now, of course, some of the ways that you can prevent this are installing firewalls. Of course, Windows comes with its own unique firewall, but oftentimes with hackers, that's not enough. You have to get your very own antivirus that, after research, you figure out, hey, this will do for me. Some are cloud-based. You don't have to install directly onto your computer. Or you have some that you do install directly to your computer that may be more effective than the ones that are cloud-based. However, either way, you must have some form of antivirus in order to get protection. And nowadays, it's just so easy for hackers to get into our firewalls and to get our information that oftentimes all people have to do is Google search hacking tools or scripting tools, and they can easily download and access tools that'll let them breach other people's networks and servers. Once again, very worrisome. And a good example of this is Sony's security breaches ever since 2011. And about April 2011, Sony had a very large security breach where somewhere around 2 million users all had not only their emails, but as well as their credit card information stolen by a group known as Lizard Squad. This did not take long at all. The breach itself was only about 3 hours, and in those 3 hours, they took all of that information. And PlayStation Network, which is one part of Sony, was shut down for an entire month because of that. And that's just one outage. There have been multiple outages since. And this just shows how important it is to be secure, because if this company, this big multi-million-dollar company, is being attacked over and over and over again by these same malicious hackers, and they're constantly losing money, even though they're a technology company, a company that is supposed to be at the precipice of technology and innovation, they're still not doing well enough to protect themselves. And it's really worrying, because if the large technology companies can't do it, what does that mean for the people at home? Yet another target recently was Target, funny enough. Target had malware, and this happened over a particularly long period of time, but in the end, malware in credit card readers across the whole United States was installed into, like I said, these credit card readers, and it would take and store and send off credit card information to servers that these hackers had already made beforehand. And This wasn't found out until approximately 2 years after the malware had been installed. It had been in the system for so long, and the system itself hadn't been updated by Target. It had been so long before anything had happened to it that they didn't even notice that there was a breach there. And because of this, millions of people lost their faith in one of the leading companies in the United States. And this subsequently caused Target stocks to drop sufficiently, a very large amount. And in addition to Target's losses, I'd just like to give an example of how easy it is to be breached. There's this hacking convention that occurs called DEF CON in California. And in California, where this DEF CON event happens, you have to have your phone on airplane mode all the time. Because if you don't, it's very easy to have all of your information stolen, anything like that. It is crazy, just all the precautions you have to take. And as that's the end of my presentation, I'd like to thank you. Once again, I'm Khalil Harris. This was a presentation on cybersecurity. Take control. Take control.